Thank you.
Just to kickstart things, I'm gonna ask both the coach and captain just to give us a summary of, or just give us their perspective as far as the preparations ahead of the match. Sorry, of their preparations ahead of the match tomorrow. Sorry.
You know.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. The perspective from the players' side. Obviously, it's a short turnaround to the next match. But yeah, preparations are underway. Few meetings there and there. We are looking forward to the game as always. Playing at our home stadium in front of our home supporters. Yeah, but so far so good. Short turnaround. Not a lot of time, obviously, to prepare for the game, the team. But yeah, we are ready for such moments in the season, and should be an interesting match.
Yeah, pretty much the same. We just have 2 days between the games this time. It's a pity, but it's a fact. And yeah, trying to group again, trying to help the players to rest as good as possible. Trying to analyze the game and understand better what happened on Wednesday, and mentally trying to get ready, and still a little bit more than 24 hours for the kickoff, and tomorrow we will be fine.
We'll now open for questions from the floor. As per norm, we've got 2 roving mics. Please identify yourself as well as the media company you represent prior to asking your question. Do we have any questions from the floor? Second one.
Good afternoon, Morgan Friedels from Radio Soto. I have a question for Coach and Innocent. Innocent, your question will be how you handle discipline in conflict with some of players in your team as we speak right now.
Can you please repeat the question, sir? How do I?
For you, how do you handle discipline and conflict with the team players?
With the team players?
Yes.
Oh no, I think so far so good. I mean, the guys are well disciplined. We haven't had any conflicts within the group. Internally we are good. The discipline is there. Obviously we have code of conduct from the club. We have house rules, but I mean the gents are well behaved. Discipline focused. No problems there. So we haven't really had any issues. Thanks.
Do you have any MTN8 related questions? Thank you.
Good afternoon, Coach. I just want to pick your brain on Pepe. He just seems to be evolving quite well, and he's been at the club for quite a while. He's been out on a few loan spells, but he just seems to have made that position kind of his own now. Maybe just what can you say about him and just the evolution of the player?
I think we have an excellent material in general in every position, and the back line is not an exception. Everybody is working so hard to get the minutes, to get the play time, and obviously the ones who are getting more protagonism, more minutes on the field, they are in a good level. And there's evolution in many of our players right now, but it's more about the way the team must be well organized and focused to defend as a collective, to build up as a collective as well, and not really focusing in the individuals one more time. It's going well today.
Afternoon, Coach, skipper. Available on the CDC here. Coach, you coming from Cape Town with 1 goal advantage based on the rules of the competition. Is it something that really matters to you with playing here at Orlando Stadium as continue? A win is a must.
No, we don't have other way to approach the games than trying to win. As much as we play when we are ourselves and we behave in that way and we keep that level of ambition, the things are used to go well for us, and that's what we know. So we are not preparing ourselves tomorrow to protect the lead or to speculate with the away goal or not. We know that winning the game, we are in the final, right? Is it?
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to win the match. In the end of the game, if we go to the last stages of the game and the result is 0-0, well, many things can happen at that time. We're gonna try to play for the result. We're gonna try to play to win the match at home with our fans. I'm sure there's gonna be a decent crowd tomorrow in Orlando, and our way to approach each and every game is to win. If we are not a team to only focus in protecting the lead, and like I said in the beginning of my answer, things used to go well for us when we are ourselves, and ourselves is going to the games to win.
My question is for both gentlemen. Super Train has been quite brilliant for the team, not just this season, but even last season, putting up great performance in the final, and unsurprisingly was rewarded with the final collab. What do you make of Sipo's growth since he's been at the club and getting regular sort of starting depth and oppositional goal? And what is it that he brings to the club? I mean, I know you documented was the goal that he even played one of the games after bereavement and kept it away from some of the teammates. But in terms of what he brings to the team on and off the field.
The question is to me or to the captain?
It's to you, Sipo's growth since he's coming to the team.
Well, I think to be in the national team in the end is a consequence of, for each and every player, is a consequence of the team doing well. Especially when you speak about big teams like Orlando Pirates. When we are performing as a collective, I think individuals gets those type of rewards. Right now we have a good number of players in the national team. I think actually the national team coach expressed himself many times in the recent years that talking about collectives and teams that are doing well as a collective and teams that are not doing well as a collective as well. It's helping them to do the selection, and I think the number of players in the national team, including the one that you mentioned before, is a consequence of everybody performing in a good level, getting good results, playing good football, etc., etc., etc. So I'm glad and happy for each and every individual who managed to represent the national team. It's something that makes us feel very proud, all of us. But especially, like I said, because it's a symptom of the team performing well.
Good afternoon, Coach. My name is Maela from 2nd-Leg. My question to you is with these matches coming thick and fast, and obviously the postponement of the match this week, which obviously affected your playing. Are you gonna are we gonna be seeing you starting to make like changes, not rotation per se, but starting to make some changes, or are you gonna be sticking to your like trusted?
You don't want to say rotations. No, like I said before, I think. Whatever change is coming tomorrow, in case that there's any modification, adaptation, or new face in the start 11 or in the 20, it's because yeah, we feel that can help us to get the result that we are looking for, and not because there's a change in the schedule or we feel that players are not capable to repeat and replicate another good performance in a space of 2 or 3 days.
Coach, good afternoon. Coach, you've been here before, I think now, dating back to middle drop in some of your first leg, win away, 2-1, away to Stories, and loss, and now 1-1 away to Cape Town, and then we have the second leg. Are there any similarities between the previous semi-finals of the previous competition coming into this one, or is there any difference? Does this one feel very different to the rest of the world in this competition?
I think the similarities are related with the level of the opponents. Cape Town City is an excellent side, the same way that Stellenbosch was a very tough opponent 1 year ago. And what can I say about Sundowns in our first season here together? So that's the similitude. We are playing a Super Cup. It's a competition among the best 8 teams last season, and we didn't finish in the top 8 by chance. It's because every side is a good one, every squad is powerful. It's an opportunity for all of us to fight for a title in a short space of time. So it's a huge opportunity for the players as an individuals, for the teams, for the clubs. That's where the similitude is. It's 1 game away, 1 game at home, the double value, blah blah blah. So all of those things are the same, but for me, if I have to highlight something, is the level of the opponents is good in each and every game in this competition, because like I said, you're talking about we have to give credit to that top 8, that if the teams are in this competition is because they did it well few months ago, not 1 year ago, just few months ago, and that's why this tournament is, in my opinion, a good test and an important one in our schedule.
My question is for the skipper. Skipper, earlier on you touched on a short turnaround of matches. Don't you think maybe this will be a good thing, especially for the younger, inexperienced players in the team, looking at the bigger picture of the Champions League that is coming up? Because then when the Champions League the proper starts, the problem is going to be as punishing as, it's not punishing now, but it will be a short turnaround of matches when you guys start the Champions League. Do you think that we should sort of, in a way, prepare the players to want this one coming to the Champions League?
Yeah, I think to answer your question, we also have to go back to our preseason and how we structured our preseason and how we played our matches to prepare for such moments in the season. But generally, as players, and I think this thing has been a topic worldwide, it's always nice to have more time, to prepare, to recover, etc., etc. But the way the game is going, we have a lot of games. So yeah, as the club, as the team, we try to prepare in our preseason so that when we do come and face such moments, we are ready. But you speak about the younger players. I think generally it's always nice, to be in competition, to be always playing 2-3 days, and if it's possible, for you to keep on being on the field as much as possible and compete. That's what we want. That's what we enjoy. But yeah, the season is going to be, obviously long for everyone. But yeah, obviously right now the focus is on tomorrow's match, the second leg. But yeah, it's going to be a long season, and I'm sure we will be ready. We will be prepared.
Coach, the game was postponed on on Tuesday to Wednesday. Few hours just before kickoff. How did it play on the mind of the players, and how did you cite the players to say we are not playing today, we are playing tomorrow? Did it affect the guys, or did it affect all the preparations?
If I say that it didn't, obviously we have to adjust our schedule. We have to to use the day in a different way, because modern football, we are all following similar, let's say, but can be different, it depends on the team, but similar week structure where we try to do a good administration of the efforts, and the preparation have a specific order, and having your -1 and then you don't have your game is putting you in a scenario where luckily you are not used to be. So we need to figure out the way to keep the players ready for the competition, knowing that the game is going to be 24 hours later than what we expect. Keep the players in a good space, peaceful, confident. Is one more day to rest, but at the same time is not one day only just to be resting, let's say. You have to do some other stuff that can keep the players in a good space for the next day. So it's an obstacle for us, the same that it was an obstacle for Cape Town City. We were both in the same scenario, and we tried to readjust the schedule and our situation as good as we could.
Greetings, coach. Greetings, skipper. My question is for the skipper. The game on Wednesday happened 11-1 draw, and of course the buzz now will be who goes as favorites, who goes as underdogs going into tomorrow's game. According to you, who would you say is going as underdogs or favorites? Because you look at the caliber of the game, you have a goal away, as well as the term that you are defending champions.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're going into the game thinking we are playing against underdogs, or we are the underdogs. No, like the coach has already said, we give full credit to our opponents. They had a good season, and that is why they are competing in this tournament, and that is why they are in a semi-final. In the second leg with the chance of playing the final. So we respect our opponents. We also respect ourselves. But yeah, we don't go into matches thinking of those titles. We just have to focus on our match, focus on the game plan, and make sure we go out there and execute.
Coach, looking at the previous match where it could have gone anywhere, but it was played away, what is it that you have put your emphasis on in terms of preparing for tomorrow's match, when you're looking at how that match was played, the pace, and having said that everybody is looking at Pirates, and you guys are definitely the team to beat, but you're playing at home.
No.
What have you got what have you had to work on with the boys?
I did say that everybody's looking at Pirates because there's no other games in TV right now in the past weeks. Not because everyone is. Don't say things that I didn't say, please. And where do we put the emphasis? We put the emphasis in, like I said in the beginning of the press conference, that we playing home. That's an extra for us in terms of motivation and willing to do the things in the right way, because we always asking, and it happens from the last year and our first season together. We really want to see Orlando packed and full in every game we play home, and it's our responsibility to offer good performances, good shows, good games, so then the people will come without even ask, I think we had an excellent crowd in the quarterfinals against Supersport. It was amazing to play home against Disciples. If you compare our game, our first preliminary round of Champions League last season, the game we played home against Jabal, and the crowd that we have against Disciples is totally different, and we have to continue offering a good performance for the people to finish our games at home, and the people must be checking already the schedule and see when we play again, because they really want to come and see us playing football. So is where our mind is, and like I said before, we know that the winning at home is taking us to the final, and that's all we need to do. We need to win the match. We playing home, we want to win. These guys are a big bunch of winners there in the locker room. They always want to win. When we don't get the result, we are not happy. And although our intention, final one, is to be in the final, trust me that we don't want to do it through a 0-0. We want to do it winning at home and having again the opportunity to show that we can be the better team tomorrow.
Skipper, this is your third pretty important game in the space of 7 or 8 days, so early in the season as well. Can you just give me an idea of what that does to you mentally and having to be switched on constantly? And if you envision a point in the season where you get to switch off just for a little bit, or if there are points where you get to switch off?
Yeah, I think it comes with the responsibility of playing for such a big club. You know, all the matches we play, matches of consequence. So all the matches we play, you know, it's a must-win for us to make sure that you go out there and you play the best football you can. But we don't go into matches thinking the first 3 matches were more important than these ones. No, the mindset is not like that. Each and every match is considered the same. We give it the same importance. So, you know, it comes with the responsibility of representing this badge, and everyone is here to help each other, and we are there when you need the guidance. So mentally, no, we don't choose matches. All the matches are important for us.
I'll take the final 3 questions.
Yes. Coach, this picture, especially here at Orlando Stadium, has been characterized by exciting performances from both teams in the past. And I'm trying to visualize tomorrow's game in terms of what needs to happen for both sides. And with a big crowd there, how important is game management on your side, irrespective of what the score would be saying at the time? And I'm basing this on how you started well, especially in Cape Town, and also William came giving his problems on the wings and Salim on the other side.
How important the management will be? I guess it's going to be important, yes. As usually, it's 90 minutes, many things, many different games will be played during the 90 minutes, and we always try to control better than the opponent all of the different phases. The recent game is an example. I think we have a good first half, and suddenly we were not in a good space early in the second half. Cape Town City was better than us, and in that time, in that certain period, I think we could have, or we should have, things that we didn't, and we learned. We tried to be more prepared for the next challenge, which is the same team. We don't know if with the same game plan, a different one, but we need to be ready to first to take the initiative before they do. So it's Cape Town City who is adjusting and not us, and managing, like you said, and not us. And when it's time for us to do it, to do it nice and early and try to control the game as good as we can.
Good afternoon, Peter from YFM. Coach, just similar to Orlando Pirates, Cape Town City also has a mix of experienced players and young, talented players. Just an idea on how you plan to approach their dynamic squad, considering the performance they had in the first game.
Thank you for the first question about Cape Town City. I think it's an excellent team, like you said, with a good combination of experienced players like Macaringe, Mococho, the people who is playing at the back, Darren, people who knows how to play games and how to win games, and then the contribution of the youngsters, like we showed the other day, the striker, Rhodes. I think is a difficult team, very dynamic. Especially they were very dynamic in the second half, much more active on the ball, and it's a team that, in my opinion, they have the capacity to control the games through the ball, but also they have it's a difficult team to deal with the speed up front, with Gonzalez, with Rhodes, players who can create problems when you are going to press them high, and they show it. I think is a team that did the things very well in the, well, here is winter time. I mean, during the off season, with good recruitment, signing quality players and experienced players at the same time, which is a guarantee of good performances in the future for them. And in my eyes, is one of the teams to not only to give them respect. We give respect to each and every opponent, but I think it's gonna be one of the teams who's gonna fight for the top positions, no doubt.
Final question? You can raise your hand now. You're supposed to raise your hand, that's why I kept taking it back. Wait for the microphone. First we raise our hands, then we wait for the microphone. Now you can ask. Identify yourself to the coach, the captain.
Good afternoon, coach and captain. My name is Kazima Meslane from Ivory News. Question is for coach. Heading into the semi-final, you have an away goal advantage. I would just like to find out tactically whether the team will be playing offensively or defensively to end up progressing into the final.
Thank you for the question. Like I said before, we want to be ourselves, and again, to be ourselves, we need to play to win the match. We need to try to play in Cape Town City half as much as we can, and our intention is to be offensive when we have the ball and be defensive when we don't have it. This game is not about what we want to be. It's about knowing in advance that the opponent is going to have maybe a 50 or 40% of possession, who knows if even more, because like I said, they have the capacity to hold it. And when it's time to defend, we have to be defensive, and when it's time to attack, we have to be offensive. That's how we want to play football. We don't want to be only one side of the game. We want to be complete. We want to be resilient and strong in each and every phase of the game. But if you ask me about the approach, like I said already a couple of questions before, our intention is to, like I said, we know that winning the match, we are in the final, and that's what we want.